are a few who move toward the sounds of chaos, ready to respond at a moment's notice. And when the time comes, they are the first to move toward the sounds of tyranny, injustice, and despair. They are forged in the crucible of training. They are the few, the proud, the Marines.
Downtown Port-au-Prince now feels like a war zone.
This is a day with destiny. You will be known as Marine.
Smoke, downtown Port-au-Prince now feels like a war zone.
Aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson and a Marine Expeditionary Unit.
Marines move toward the sounds of chaos with the courage and compassion to silence it.
The devastation of the earthquake was incredible. Buildings were collapsed. There was people everywhere in panic.
A lot of people missing, total destruction, you know, just overall disaster.
Most people think to run away and hide when there's buildings falling,
It's pretty amazing when you can turn and look and you can see a large group of Marines running towards a building that's falling down to see if there's anything they can do to help.
These are the things the Marine Corps do, you know, and a lot of the Marines had the same feeling that we want to help everybody.
As soon as we got there, we made it known that we were there to help, but we were going to maintain order and discipline the entire time that we did it.
Even handing out food isn't just as simple as, you know, handing out food. You'd have over 2,000 Haitians there. They'd try to fight each other, try to fight you.
By the time we left, you could see the organization side of it drastically changed, how they were coming in lines, not pushing, not arguing, not rioting.
Some of them lost everything they have, some lost loved ones, and they didn't have, you know, a place to live, or they didn't have, you know, something to eat. So seeing us providing, you know, the support they needed was very, very comforting to them.
When you're sitting there and you're helping people, and you've got people coming up to you with tears in their eyes and hugging you, saying thank you, you know, you just sit back and wow, this is the reason why I joined.
They had a devastated look on them, and that's when your heart went out for them, and that's when you're like, okay, and now I'm here to help.
Getting to see, you know, actual faces and just to hear them say thank you, it means everything to you.
One little boy, he was about 7 years old, and he walked up to me after going through a food and water line with a bottle of water and asked me if I wanted a drink. And just seeing that little boy do that, nothing beats that feeling.
One of the main things that I was looking at joining the Marine Corps was to actually do a humanitarian mission, because that's something I've always wanted to do. It felt like a big accomplishment of mine.
It was a great experience. It's something I'll never forget. When I found out the earthquake had hit in Haiti, I had actually just returned from a 7-month deployment, went right back to work and started taking all our gear and embarking it to put it back on the ship.
Within 48 hours, we were deploying to Haiti.
I'm from the Dominican Republic, so it hit pretty close to home, and I felt like, you know, that was my calling, like, you know, I have to go over there.
Most people want to run away from it. We want to head in that direction because that's what we call the 911 force of the United States, and we are ready to deploy at all times, and we want to help everybody.
You will be known as Marines.
See the future of Mars, and I think the future of Mars is very happy.
Marines move toward the sounds of chaos with the courage and resolve to silence it.
Our primary job being in the infantry is to locate, close with, and destroy the enemy. When we're not doing that, we are a friendly force and a face to the people to help them with their needs, trying to rebuild the area So our job is not only to fight and destroy the enemy, but we also provide a lot of help and support to all the people in the area.
There was the people. We were there overall to improve the quality of life for the citizens of Marja and to help push the insurgency out.
When we went to Marja, we got to interact with locals every day. It's funny how much a smile can affect someone and convey a message. The Afghan people really want to change, and you could see that over the 7 months that we were deployed.
It was a very slow progression, making friends with people, talking to people, trying to show them that we're there to do more than just blow stuff up.
Kids start to come up to you, grown men start to approach you, shake your hand. The kids smile at you, they come up to you, they hug your neck, they shake your hand. And that's probably the most rewarding part of Marja.
One of the elders asked us if we could look at his 8-year-old son, because his 8-year-old son was sick. Having that level of trust and faith in us, that really kind of sealed the deal for me.
Eventually, as you walk through day by day, they start opening up. Their kids come out and talk to you. They tell you where the bad guys are at, where's the danger, and eventually the danger just stops, and it's a completely different place.
You're expanding horizons. You're learning about other cultures. You're crossing boundaries that you never thought you would.
It's imperative that we get the female Marines out there to go and interact with these women, because the women aren't allowed outside their compounds and are not allowed that freedom of movement, so we must go to them.
So we sit down and just talk. It's just talking like you're meeting a new friend, and that's what you want to establish, a rapport and the trust and confidence that they trust you.
We went out to one compound and there was just a few women there. And next thing you know, we see women starting to peek over the walls of the other compounds, and then they're climbing over the walls, and before you know it, there's like 20 women surrounding us.
We know their basic medical needs, but we're finding out other basic needs that they require that they couldn't, voice before to the male Marines.
We want to empower the people and give them future outlooks, give them motivation that there's a way better for them.
As Marines, we go where we're needed, and 9 times out of 10, that is not the best place in the world.
When a Marine hears that he's going to a combat zone, it gets your blood boiling. It gets everybody pretty motivated, and everyone's ready to go.
Finding out you're going into a situation like that is extremely exciting, especially for a Marine and an infantryman, because that's the job we all enlist to do, to actually go out, fight, conduct counterinsurgency operations, and help the people in these countries.
Once the shots are fired, everything you train to do instantly kicks in, and you don't even have to think about it.
You're taught that you need to run towards the sound of the guns, because that's where the friction is, and that's where you need to be, can have the most impact on events.
Marines can go from engaging with the locals and talking to children to fighting off an ambush.
The fighting in Marja was very intense. We were getting shot at every day from sun up to sundown.
I think your natural body inclination to that is to run, to get away from that, because it's dangerous. You have that flight or fight reflex. And one thing the Marine Corps is very, very good at instilling is the fight instead of the flight.
Whatever obstacle we're about to face, we don't know what we're about to face, but we go when we push through it.
That was one of my main goals, joining the Marine Corps, is I wanted to go fight for my country and kind of prove to myself that I could do something not a lot of people are willing or able to do. And I proved that to myself being in Marja.
It's very important that we're here. We're helping to provide the security bubble for the government of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan to establish itself so that when we do withdraw, they can stand on their own.
And these people care. They want something new. They want something different. They're sick of seeing the violence and the corruption within the police, and they want change.
Our job is to go out there with the general purpose force and give rudder guidance when necessary, assess, evaluate, talk to their commanders, give them tips and pointers and on tactics, techniques, and procedures on things that they can do better and make all of us more successful.
We like training these guys because they're all out there serving with the Marines and all the other coalition forces, and the better training we do for them to make them better prepared to fight the enemy keeps our brothers alive.
They admire the Marines and they want to be like them, which helps out a lot. Now we're giving them a skill to where they can sustain themselves, and it's more of a train-the-trainer mentality.
It was quite a progression to see them go from that crawl phase in the training and trying to teach them and integrate their own staff processes for their officers and the staff level. It's a very unique job. You're actually out in the field and getting to be hands-on with the Afghanis and see what our training's doing, what our support's doing, and what they're doing for themselves is extremely rewarding.
footage of a tsunami engulfing the port area of Kamai City in Iwate Prefecture.
Absolutely amazed about what we were able to accomplish in such a very short amount of time.
Marines move toward the sounds of chaos with the courage and compassion to silence it.
There was a tsunami warning for Okinawa and for all of mainland Japan. Not even about 30 minutes later, look on the news, tsunami had devastated the whole Sendai area of northern Japan. The thing that's run through my mind is we're going to have to be prepared to save lives if we have to. About 48 hours after the tsunami hit, we were already on our way in at Tsugi. As soon as we got there, we were flying back and forth missions to provide supplies such as diapers, food, oil. Tomodachi in Japanese means friendship. We showed that there's hope for the devastated people of Japan. As a Marine now, you see yourself as making the world a better place, protecting people, and keeping the world safe.